Somebody was unalived and I was detained and sent to Singapore. If you know Panti State CID in Lagos, you will know the cell called Singapore. And if I explain to you exactly what happened and you understand it, it means I didn't explain it very well. You know how they used to say, if they explain Nigerian to you and you understand, you just know that the person that explained Nigerian to you did not explain it very well. That is exactly the case here. But I won't be able to go into details as to what happened because of some legal reasons. And that is why I've not been online for the past few days. But let me give you the breakdown of the experience I have. So grab your book, but this video might be a bit long. This paper I'm holding here is from Singapore in Panti. I will give you a breakdown of what is written on the paper, but let's even get right into what happened. After I got detained, I was sent to Singapore, one of the cells in Panti State CID. As the police people put me into the cell, the first thing that happened was some of the cell inmates, well, I call them some inmates, and they mount me for war immediately. They started searching me, told me to pull up my clothes, and I was confused. I don't know exactly what was happening there. I put up my clothes, they searched me and all of that. They were asking if I don't have any money on me and all those kind of stuff. So I thought they wanted to extort me and all of that. So when they couldn't find anything, they directed me in. As I stepped in, see crowd though, people there were more than 100. The next morning when they did the roll call, I got the number. We were a total of 106 people inside a single cell. Let me give you the stories. So as I got in, they showed me a place to sit on the floor. Everybody was sitting on the floor. So I sat on the floor and I saw one other guy sitting on the floor and explaining, giving explanation, and some other people sitting by the wall, interrogating. I don't have a clue of what is going on. It was getting late already. This is around 11 p.m. in the night. After interrogation, the next person will come and sit. They will greet the person that was doing interrogation. So it was later I found that the person was the marshal of the cell. So they have different ranking of people inside that cell. They have the marshal, they have a DPO inside the cell, they have MOPO, and all of that are enforcing rules and laws on the people that are coming into the cells. And the newcomers like me that just came in are called the alleged or the allegers, right? And they treat us differently because we are not yet welcome in their premises and we are the one being interrogated. So each day, group of people are being put into that particular cell and the marshal will interrogate every single one of them. This goes on for hours every single night, according to the story they told me. As we are there listening to stories, at some point you'll just hear, "Oh," and that will be on somebody's back. So it happened that as interrogation is going on, nobody is allowed to sleep. And I'm telling you that this interrogation will go on for hours. That particular night that I came in, the interrogation stopped around 1 a.m. in the morning, and nobody will ever close them. If you try to sleep or doze off, either on your face or on your back, because your top is out, so your back is exposed. And those people doing the slapping, their palm is very wide. It can cover my entire face. That's what you will hear on your back. You die. And some of them, after beating you the first time and you're still dozing off, you now start doing squats. And as you're doing the squats, they are spanking you on the back. You just sit, they say, "Yes, die." So as we are sitting there, I was already getting very, 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 very scared and terrified. And you know why? This is my first time experiencing nothingness. I was reduced to nothing. You see, anything you think you are, the way you are watching this video now, anything you think you are or you will have, when you find yourself in a situation where you don't have access to communication, you are at the mercy of whoever you are in that environment or that vicinity. And that's the situation I find myself in. I don't have my phone. I don't have anything to communicate with. I don't know anybody. I can't even fight because I'm outnumbered. What will I do? So at that point, I experienced a different kind of fear. The fear that if anything happens to you here, nobody knows about it. Nobody that knows you knows about what happened. That was the state I was in. And I'm like, how will I survive this night? Because I know I was going to get out the next day. Because I didn't actually do anything. I was just thinking, how will I just survive this night? Interrogation continued. We got to one guy and they were interrogating him. At some point, he started beating up this guy. He beat this guy. That was when the fear even doubled or more. I got more terrified. I was waiting for my own turn. Some of their stories were actually funny. If you laugh, they will look at you. "Oh, you're laughing, your tongue will soon come." So what they do is, when you come, you sit down. You sit in a particular position. You don't just sit down anyhow. You sit in a particular position. Your hands will be in the front, so your back will be exposed So that when they want to spank you and you have like three people waiting on turns to slap you in the back when you start misbehaving or lying, you understand? So they are just waiting for you to mess up so that they will spank you. Before I got to my turn, there was a guy that came in and they were interrogating him, right? They will ask you your name, where you are from, your age, and what brought you to Singapore. Because they say the Singapore is the 37th state in Nigeria. The guy was narrating, and at some point they started beating up this guy. Omo, my fear doubled. The way they were slapping this guy, they will spank you. You can't actually do anything. All the people there doing the disciplinary work or enforcing the law on those new incomers, which are now called the allegers, they are united, they are together, you can't fight them, they will outnumber you, you understand? So the guy was just sitting there, they were spanking, you want to shout, and the police officers, they're not even coming close. So I'm like, whatever happens here happens in here. Oh. I don't actually know exactly what will go down that night. Then it got to my turn. I moved closer. They said I was looking like Zlatan. I don't even know who Zlatan is, though. I used to hear the name anyway. So I sat down, they asked for my name, they asked me where I'm from. When I mentioned the number, all of them started shouting, nah them, nah them, nah them, nah them. I was like, what's going on? So they asked me what brought me there, and I explained to them. And they were like, I don't even have a case here, that I'll be leaving here soon. And we got talking anyway. We talked more, and the marshal was like, I'm going to employ him when I leave here and all about that. So we actually had a bit of a conversation that was fun. People were laughing and all about that. We shook, and the marshal said they should clap for me and all of all those things. It was a bit relaxing. I was already coming down a bit because I was very terrified initially, but I had to compose. After the whole interrogation, it was now time to sleep. And like I mentioned, we are 106 in that particular cell. They started packing people like sardine. So this is how the sleeping happens. Normally when you want to sleep, you lie facing down or you lie facing up. But here, the allegers were now the first to be packed, and they will be packed from the toilet side down to the other end of the cell. The cell is very large anyway. And the allegers, you cannot just lie down this way. You have to lie with your side. You get what I'm saying? You lie this way. Don't worry, you won't fall. The next person will be packed in front of you like sardine. The next person will be here. The next person will be here. This is how all the ledgers will be packed together, right? Everybody will be squeezed. Your John Thomas will be touching the next person, and the next person, John Thomas, will be touching your nyash. It was a very terrible experience. Well, at some point, they were asking me to come to the VIP. I don't know why, but they were saying I should come to the VIP. In that cell, they actually have different places, not just the middle ground where everybody is packed in. They have Jama. They have Jama Gate 1 and Jama Gate 2. They have Jankara and they have Freedom Estate. So two of these two places are called VIPs. That's where they have VIPs. So they were inviting me to come to the VIP. And because I was terrified, I don't actually know what exactly is going on. I don't know what their plan was. I was scared at first, so I didn't want to go. I said, I'm okay where I am. Where they packed us like sardine. At some point, one of the guys insisted I should come to the VIP. So I just followed the guy. We went down there. And there it was more relaxing. You don't have to lie with your side. You can lie down normally. And inside the Freedom Estate and some other VIPs, you even have beds there. You can lie comfortably and all about that. That's also where the marshal stays and all that. So as we were there, we started talking. We even played words. As we were playing words, they were narrating their stories and all of that. So it was then I started understanding what exactly was going on there. The guy they were beating earlier was because the guy was lying. You understand? So they don't want you to lie. They don't judge you. Anything you do, just say the way it is. Say exactly what brought you there. Nobody will judge you. The only time they will have issue with you is when you start lying. And why the guy was beaten mercilessly was because he was lying. And through their investigation, they found out the guy was lying because they have police officers in that cell that was arrested. They have military personnel. They have a private force. They have a lot of different category of people, both innocent, non-innocent, and all of that, because most of the people in that cell are still going to go for trial and all of that. So a lot of people were there. There was even one guy, they call him Chicken. The reason why he was there was because he stole a chicken. That's why he's in that cell. You will hear a lot of funny stories. They don't really care what you did. There was even a guy there. He unalived someone. He narrated the story. Everybody sympathized with him. The marshal was even saying you should get a lawyer and all of that. And some they were saying, "Oh, you fucked up," and all. Nobody will actually really judge you. Just say the way it happened. So they were narrating their stories and all of that. Then they were now explaining. One of those guys that were searching me at the gates, It was not actually for an extortion. That's just their routine. And they were even telling me that this time we came in, the cell was a bit calm. Normally, as they are searching you, they are beating you up from the gate. You understand? You are entering their territory. See, I tell you, anything you think you are, once you enter that place, you are down to level zero. You are following the order of the marshal in that cell. They don't care, except you are not a public figure, they know you and all of all that, at least you have some leverage. But if nobody knows you, you're on your own, you are at level zero, you don't have any means of communication, you are just at the mercy of them, right? So they were not explaining to me. Even the guy that was searching me said when he came in, when they were searching him, he was with I think 1,500 naira or thereabout. They took the money. So after searching him, they now asked him, "Is this the only money he has? That he has to get more money to survive?" And all of that. They gave him back his money. He went inside. This paper I showed you earlier is the law of Singapore. They have about 19 laws, and I will read everything to you so you understand the laws they have. There are some things they don't tolerate. I would also put it on the screen so you get to read it yourself. Let me even read the laws for you now. So law number 1 here says respect the marshal in the state. Like I mentioned earlier, they refer to the cell as the 37th state in Nigeria. Then law number 2, respect the officer in the state. Like I mentioned, they have other officers. They have DPOs, they have MOPO, and all of that. Number 3, no stealing in the state. You understand? No fighting in the state. Number 4. Number 5, no use of abusive language in the state. Number 6, no putting of hands inside the water drum. Number 7, and one thing I like about the place, it is very clean. They take care of the cell. Very, very clean. They even have water reserve. They use all these big bottle waters to reserve water. So when they were explaining the whole thing to me is when they don't pump water or they're running out of water, they can rely on those water reserves for water supply to clean up the toilet and all of that. Now, where did I stop? Number 6. Okay, that's the drum. Then number 7, do not go to the Jama gate except you are called. Number 8, no talking to the allegors. The allegors are the newcomers, right? And number 9, no noise making in the state. And this one is actually true. Everywhere was silent. You don't make noise. When they say something, everybody will respond at the same time. Unison. When the marshal is talking, everywhere is quiet. I don't know how they were able to achieve that level of discipline or control. I don't know what to call it inside our cell. The number 10, do not enter Jankara except you are asked to. Then we have number 11 here, no gambling in the states. Number 12, no extortion in the states. Number 13, always maintain your post at night in the states. You see that post they gave you, where that particular place they packed you as a sardine. You're not meant to come up there to move around. You have to stay there because you can't even move around. People are littered all over the floor. There's no bed in the middle ground and all of that, so you can't even really move around. Number 14, no sitting on the slab as an alleger. So, like I mentioned to you when I came in, the marshal was sitting on the slab. Okay, I didn't call it slab earlier. It was a slab and all of that. So it is the officers and the recognized cellmates that can sit on those slab, not the allegers or alleger, like it is being said. And number 15, no sodomy of any kind in the state. So they don't tolerate anything Gabrieli or Soprili or any kind. If they catch you, I don't know what exactly they will do to you anyway. Number 16, do not enter Freedom Estate except you are invited. Like I mentioned earlier, they have all these other cells that are like VIPs and high places. Number 17, always wash your plate immediately after eating, because I saw a lot of places that were clean. The place was just very clean. And number 18, do not conspire with anyone against the law in the state. And finally, number 19, do not spread clothes on the toilet windows. So they actually stick to all these rules. They narrated a lot of stories to me, a lot of stories. A lot of people there are not actually meant to be in that premises because they don't have any reason to be there. And one thing that stood out was the marshal, like they explained to me, is actually helping most of the cell inmates there. You understand? He's the one feeding most of them, because some of them, they don't have access to call anybody. They don't have anybody looking for them and all of that. There's even one guy. They said the guy just entered Nigeria. Was it from Benin or something? Benin Republic. I can't remember the exact place. He just entered Lagos. He doesn't know where he was going to. That was how he just came. He was gallivanting and he went to the station, and that's how he just entered into Singapore, and he has been here ever since. And you hear some people saying that when they go to Singapore, they will come out fatter than the way they went in. That they fared very well inside Singapore than the way they were feeding before they got in. And I got a lot of stories like that, like some Cameroonians that are there. So those ones, they don't want to leave. That they are saying that they feed more inside the cell than outside when they were outside. It doesn't really make sense to me, but that's the way it is. So after the whole stuff, we played game. I got some stories. I will still be sharing most of them later if you guys are interested anyway, because I have a lot to catch up on. A lot has actually gone by. But that was the major part. Then in the morning, everybody will wake up around 5. They will do morning prayers. Both Christians, Muslim, all of you will gather. They will do morning prayers. Then after the prayer and all of that, the allegors will start cleaning the entire. They will first of all sweep the entire cell. They will clean it with Isa, the toe. Keep the place very clean. And that very guy they beat in the evening because he was lying, was the one that washed the bathroom that evening. And normally the way they do, the guy would have slept inside that bathroom, but the marshal was, very calm that period, so he doesn't want the guy to sleep in the bathroom and all of that. And one thing I also notice is everybody there, their prayer or what they are looking for, their goal in life is freedom. You see how you're walking up and down, you will not understand what I'm saying till you get into that position. You see anything that will carry you and enter that position. No matter if you are innocent or you're not innocent, you are guilty or you're not guilty, try as much as possible to avoid it. Because you see that 1,000 problem you have, once you enter that cell, they will all shrink down to one problem: freedom. You just want to get out of that place. That's the goal of every single body or every single person in that cell. Except those Cameroonian guys, they say they don't want to leave. I don't know how they are enjoying that place anyway, but it was a whole lot, and that's why I've not been online for quite a while now. But I'm back now, though I'm so traumatized a bit anyway, because Nigeria has actually happened to me face to face. I know normally Nigeria happens to every single one of us on a subconscious level. We don't really know it is happening to us, but this one, it happened, and I know it is happening to me. And I see why people want to leave this country any opportunity they get. But I'm back now, and I will continue our classes from where we stopped. But maybe I will take a little break. By Monday I will continue from where we stopped. So see you guys soon.